And off we go again. Number one, the Lodge. The Lodge. I haven't watched that in so long. I gotta watch them all again. Where do you even watch them now? I think it's on fucking CISO, I think. Anyway, okay, I reached a point in this rewatch where, and I was asked this, if I was going to watch them, if I was going to skip 23. Because, of course, I made them in the proper order. After episode 22, I made 23. So I disappeared for a while, which, believe it or not, was unusual back then. And, it took a little while before I came back with episode 24. Yeah. But for the purposes of this rewatch, I'm going to watch them the way most people saw it. But few people did find episode 23 before anyone else, which is funny. I don't know how they managed. The Third Vision.
Hi, I'm Reverend Cornelius Blow. Welcome to my church.
Wow, it's the old background again.
As my followers will know, I started this church on YouTube because I had a vision, and a voice told me to.
Mm-hmm.
Folk have been paying due attention to me like they should. Will also remember that I had a second vision where I was told to promote this church using every trick known to man, and folk who work in advertising. I'll let you know how those talks with Philip Morris Tobacco go. Well, I'm happy to tell you that I was blessed with a third vision.
Mm-hmm.
And this one was the most colorful and profound of all. In my vision, I was in a great banquet hall, seated at a long table.
I don't know what this music
And
is.
at that table were many great
I think it's more Conan.
prophets and saints, the good and the true. To my right was the Dalai Lama, who said to me, "Cornelius, loving your work. Church on YouTube? Me." To my left sat Miles Standish, who said to me, nodding in agreement, "Cornelius, you're a true visionary, and your name will go down in history just like mine." We were eating, well, I don't know what we were eating. There were these little glass balls that glowed with effervescent light, and they melted in your mouth, sending waves of ecstatic joy through every atom of your body, making you tingle with the beauty of life. Didn't taste it very much, though. Would have preferred a nice steak myself. Everywhere you looked, there were famous people. The Catholic Pope was there. Sai Baba of India. There was a guy who looked a lot like Jesus. Even Oprah was there. Sitting directly across from me was Fidel Castro. Imagine that. Fidel Castro right there. He asked me to pass him the salt, but I ignored it. First and foremost, I am a patriot. Anyway, when I was all finished up gawping at all the celebrities, I noticed the ghost of my dead mother floating round and round the chandelier. So I called out. I said, "Mama, what you doing floating round and round that chandelier?" But she didn't answer. So I looked around the room again to see if anyone else knew what she was doing up there. And every one of those celebrities had turned into 6-foot, fork-tongued reptilian monsters. When I lifted my spoon up to my mouth, I found that the beads we'd been eating had turned into human eyeballs infested with worms. And then the vision ended. Now, I think we can all interpret this vision without me having to spell it out for you. But let's just say, I was the only person at that gathering who did not turn into a flesh-eating lizard zombie creature.
That's all I need to know.
I don't know about the part with my dead mother. We'll get back to you on that. In the meantime, I've been Reverend Cornelius Blow, not a flesh-eating talking monster. And you've been very kind.
I like that. Reeling from the experience of episode 23 that nobody at that point had seen. The power of the mind.
Watch this. Hang on a second, let's give that another go. Ain't that funny? Always the way. It worked before, but as soon as you put a camera on yourself... Whoa, you saw that? Did you see that? You saw that, didn't you? Power of the mind. I'm Reverend Cornelius Blow. Welcome to my... Oh, yeah. To the Church of Blow member who inquired, shouldn't that be our church? It sounds more inclusive. No, it shouldn't. It's my church. I started it. You want to run your own church? Get your own church. It's like all those generals going up to George W. Bush and saying, hey, Georgie, shouldn't we be doing things this way or that way? Well, maybe yes, maybe no. But it's his war. He started it. He'll fight it any darn way he pleases. You gotta have leaders in this world, so welcome to my church. I want to talk to y'all today about the power of the mind. That's why I did that little demonstration at the start there. Now, I know we all can't do that kind of thing. It literally takes days of training. And you gotta be spiritually pure. Because your mind, even your mind, can be a very powerful thing and influence our life on a daily basis. Now, some folk will say the way to a happier lifestyle is through positive thinking. Then again, some folk will say just about anything, and some other folk will always believe it. At the Church Blow, we don't have time for that kind of hippy-dippy 60s bull dust thinking.
Bull dust.
People walking around saying, oh, the world is made of moonbeams. Folks saying things like, there's no such thing as a stranger, just a friend you haven't met yet.
I'm definitely doing a George Carlin thing.
Well, that's all well and good if you're right.
Send my love to Klaus.
Throat and steal your wallet soon as look at you. At the Church of Blow, we don't say think positive. We say think realistic. Let's say you got some big ambition, like you want to win American Idol, or you want to go off to Hollywood and become a big movie star, or you want to get the same number of subscribers on YouTube as Emelina. It don't help you to think positive.
I don't know who Emelina is.
Better to think realistic. Think how much better the world would be if there were less wannabe actors and more wannabe waiters. Think how much better the TV would be if less people turned up for the American Idol auditions and we can get that show over and done with in a couple of weeks. Seems to get longer every season, don't it? Think how much better the world would be if there were less Emelinas in it. So you see, you would be much happier if you just blunted your ambitions. Go get yourself a day job and settle for what you've got. Throw the heck up. It's your way to personal salvation. And if it ain't, it'll save the rest of us from having to listen to your crap. I'm the Reverend Cornelius Blow, and you've been reasonable enough.
I was distracted because some comments on the other video were appearing, so I was reading. That's interesting. Sorry for the lack of commentary, I'm just kind of watching at this point. The Holy Book of Blow, I kind of remember this.
Hi, I'm Reverend Cornelius Blow. Welcome to my church. I went to see my good friend Lauren the other day at the school where she works, and she said to me, Cornelius, you should write a holy book for your followers. Well, no, what she said was you should write your thoughts down in a journal and stop bothering those nice folk on YouTube with your videos. But I knew what she was trying to say. Sometimes Lauren can have trouble locating the right phrase. I mean, it's all right because I know her, but for those who don't, sometimes she comes across as a little harsh. It's like when she says, Cornelius, I like you and everything, but could you maybe not call around quite so often? You kind of give me a headache. I know to just tune her out after I like you. Just difficulty phrasing herself is all. Well, to begin with, I thought a holy book of blow was a good idea. But then, I got to thinking. Socrates, Buddha, Jesus, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Mahatma Gandhi, Bono from U2. What do all these great thinkers and spiritual leaders have in common? Think about it. Not one of them wrote down their own teachings. Just plain idle? Well, maybe in the case of one or two of them. But I like to think of it as enigmatic. I've never been one to buck a trend, so I won't be writing no holy book of blow. I have done this, though.
It's the most awkward position, having to hold up a flip book.
I'd like to think Mahatma Gandhi was very humbled by that. But you know, if y'all want to put some effort into this yourselves, that's fine with me. Maybe you could write out transcripts of my sermons for future generations to enjoy and draw upon. Because you know, YouTube's not going to be around forever. Now with all the copyright infringement that goes on around here. No good Google having deep pockets if they're only going to wind up with loose change at the bottom of them. I've been Reverend Cornelius Blow, and you blah-de-blah-de-blah. Away with you. Go get typing.
And of course, eventually Ishmael did put out the Holy Book of Blow, or the Gospel according to Cornelius, which, is that still on Lulu.com? Because I still get emails from Lulu, and I think the only thing I ever bought from them was that book. The Buddha.
I'm Guatemala Siddhartha, and I've killed Reverend Blow. This is my church now. Yeah.
Kermit the Buddha.
I'm not really dead. That's just my little joke. This ain't even a real person. This is just what I wanted to use as a demonstration. You see, lately people have been asking me, Cornelius, what exactly is the Church of Blow for and against? And Cornelius, you're such an amazing spiritual leader, and we know it's our fault, not yours, but we don't quite get your message. Could you make it a little clearer for us? Well, of course you don't understand it. Don't feel bad about that. My message comes from a place beyond ordinary human comprehension. I even heard from a professor of theology at Princeton University. He don't understand it either. Says it strikes him as a empty-headed religion with no substance whatsoever based on its leaders' personal prejudices, whims, and an aching need for personal acceptance. A professor at Princeton, and I'm smarter than he is. So here it is. Plain, simple, so a child can understand. This here Buddha puppet represents everything we do not believe in at the Church of Blow. Now, don't think I'm having a go at the Buddhists. Cornelius, why are you always having a go at the Buddhists? Did a Buddhist kill your mom or something? I am not having a go at the Buddhists. This is just representative. And it's all that I had on hand. Couldn't find a Clinton puppet at such short notice.
But if you don't believe in this kind of thing, what do you believe in?
Hey! I thought I told you not to backchat me.
I think you're just scared by what you don't understand.
Hey now! Button it or you're going straight in the trash after this.
But
So if we don't believe in this kind of thing, what do we believe in? I hope this makes things a little clearer for you people. I hope this gives the Church of Blow a little more substance.
Jessica Lee Rose,
So you go out now.
the actress who played Lonely Girl 15, for those who
I've been Reverend Cornelius
don't.
Blow. And
you should stop saying that. That's getting old.
So I don't remember. That of course is the first appearance of one of those finger puppets put out by the Unemployed Philosophers Guild, and that we sold at the coffee shop that I used to work at. So I had some of them collected. I can't remember what I had at that point. So I don't remember if I already had the Buddha and I asked Ishmael to write it in, or if I can't remember the order this happened in. I assume I asked him to just include a Buddha puppet and he wrote the sketch around that. But I don't remember. Okay, this next one. This next one's... I have a story. Family values.
I would have just punched him. I would have hit him just right on the bridge of the nose like Bruce Lee. Just bam! Oh. Hi, I'm Reverend Cornelius Blow. Welcome to my church.
You still doing those fake priest videos?
I'm still spreading the good word and instructing the faithful in their daily lives, if that's what you mean.
Does that mean you're going to instruct them in the ways of the lizard monster?
Leo, why don't you come and introduce yourself?
Well, hey,
He's my brother, Leo. He's kind of the black sheep of the family, ain't that right, Leo?
Yeah, I'm a bad mofo.
That's right. Hey, what's that?
Bad mofo, it's street slang, you know. Hey, you're a bad mofo.
All right, you go back to your kennel, boy. I'm gonna karate chop you. They say you can choose your friends, but not your family. I'm not sure that's true in all cases. I'm fairly sure Mama chose Leo as a prize at some fair instead of a goldfish in a bag. What she could not have known at the time was that, unlike those goldfish, Leo would last longer than a few days and grow up to become a bum. Here at the Church of Blow, we respect traditional family values. Now, I know families can be difficult, as I think we've amply demonstrated, but some...
Tell them about the lizard monster.
I'm warning you now, I'm not messing around. Now, I know families can be difficult, but sometimes they're the only ones that will stick by us whether we like it or not. Now, I bet you've got a million friends over there on MySpace, and I'll bet you picked most of them yourself, but how many of them can you truly rely on? Most of them don't even read your bulletins. I don't know, I must send about 1 billion links over here to these videos. I threaten them with eternal damnation, but can I get them to haul their sorry asses over here to YouTube?
No, sir, I cannot.
Idle heathen scum, most of them. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to use the word heathen no more. Ain't politically correct. Gotta call them spiritually challenged scum. Well, sir, you can edit your MySpace friends list, but you cannot edit your family. So you might as well make the best of them.
MySpace.
I bet you haven't told your family you love them in a long time, have you? Well, maybe you should. Or maybe sometimes actions speak louder than words. Maybe what you ought to do is go down to that button that says share this video and email them a link to the Church of Blow. It would be nice to have some proper families around here instead of some of you loner Travis Bickle types. Don't scare me. So go on. Go be nice to your family. You can't shake them off, so you might as well make the best of them. I'm Reverend Cornelius Blow. And you... All right, that's it.
Okay, so that's my friend Josh Samuels, who I saw just a few weeks ago because he was in Brooklyn for a Twin Peaks event. But I know him; he's from Portland. He used to work at a music store that I shopped at all the time. And I asked him if he could play Cornelius's brother, and we filmed that at my dad's office that he was renting, and it was this very old building, and there was a secretary downstairs, and God, I don't know why, there was something about that building where you see where like I push him out of frame, there's no force at all. It's like I just push him, and you wouldn't think that would create any noise at all, but just that action was like practically shaking the building. So, and also he screams at the end. So we just for the purposes of that video, we were making a lot of noise, and this woman was so pissed in a way that we couldn't we could not put out that fire. Like I remember when Josh was what the fuck happened? Did she? Maybe she came up and tried to silence us first. Oh no, that's right. We were in the office, and then this woman called my dad's office, and so we heard the message that she left. It goes, "There's your son is making this terrible." Like she was really pissed, and so then we went downstairs and tried to apologize, and she just screamed at us. She wouldn't even hear the apology. So what happened was, I wasn't able to get a good like the thing is I just filmed the stuff with Josh and kind of sent him on his way. So the reason I'm whispering the entire video is because I just I did a cut and I just put so I filmed that after the altercation, after she screamed at us, just to keep it. So that's why there's that weird contrast where I'm like suddenly really quiet for no reason. And then I just dubbed in my brother screaming at me. Yeah. So that was fun. And oh boy, this next one. I like this one a lot. Regrets.
Hi, I'm Red Core Blow. Welcome to my church. That's my hip hop name, by the way. You know, like J-Lo. At the Church of Blow, we're down with the young folk. I want to talk to y'all today about regrets. See, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I don't think it's a healthy thing to dwell on the past. I think you're much better off living in the moment. See, we get wiser as we get older, and we learn to, I don't know, let go of things a little more. To illustrate my point, I'm going to show you a video I made some time ago so you can see how much I've progressed as a human being since that point. Now, this video was made about 3:30 this afternoon.
I wonder what inspired this.
I'm Reverend Cornelius Blow. Welcome to my church. I want to talk to y'all today about how the world is all frigged up and rotten, and how the only plausible reaction to the horror that is humanity is to withdraw in disgust, curl up in a ball, and die. Now, you see, I was so negative back then, was not looking at the world the right way at all. As I recall, I think I'd lost a subscriber around that time. Let's see some more. Let's see some more. You sound like a jerk. What, are you going for a job as a children's TV presenter next? Let's see some more. Yuck, yuck. Now, that didn't happen. Let's try that again.
It's my old TV.
Sure it happened. You just can't stand a little reality entering into your psychosis, can you? Have you told them about the lizard monsters yet? What are you talking about, why is everyone going on about lizard monsters these days? Sure, I know what I'm talking about. The lizard monsters from your dream. The ones that were secretly taking over the world by gaining positions of authority. The Illuminati. Except for George W. He ain't no lizard monster. There's a rumor his mother's a salamander, though. You're insane. You see, I had progressed
I'm
so
insane.
much. You're the one talking to yourself on video. Think of the effort that goes into something like that. Only a total loon would make that kind of effort. Takes one to know one. On that we agree. Come on, tell them about the lizard monsters. See how many subscribers you have left when you tell them all that L. Ron Hubbard crap about reptiles from outer space, St. Jessica Lee. Oh, just turn down the sound, I think.
Bernard Smith.
Well, that got a little out of hand.
More foreshadowing.
I'm the Reverend Cornelius Blow, and I'm in need of a good long lie down in a darkened room.
Yes, obviously inspired by the tape that I made when I was 12, which at that point I had attempted to do a version of that never really took off. As I recall, that was the video that Brett Keane featured on his channel. Brett Keane at that time was a prominent YouTube atheist who he would make these videos where he would go into these Christian chat rooms and he would just ask questions. He would quote Bible verses and ask Christians to explain them, and he would make them angry. And certainly at the time, we owed him an incredible debt because he promoted us. He put that video on his channel with permission, and we got hundreds of subscribers off of him. So you know, so for that we've always been grateful. What happened after that, I don't know. Every so often I check in on him, and it's very I guess he's born again now, and it's weird. I, I remember at one point he actually, it was when we were wrapping up the Church of Below. He asked us again, when he was still an atheist. He asked us to do a video attacking homophobia. And he said, like, I think if you guys tackle this subject, you'll put an end to it. That's how much confidence he had in us, that we would end homophobia by tackling it. And we didn't end up making the video. I guess the idea was we would do a Cornelius kind of acting like Brett Keane, doing it in his style. But last time I checked in on him, he's gotten pretty homophobic himself. It's weird. There's some weird twists and turns in it. But anyway, at the time, like as I said, we got hundreds of subscribers off him, and we were grateful for that. But I remember even by the time, at one point we once promoted he asked us to promote one of his channels, and we did, and that was already a controversial move on our part. But anyway, Brett Keane is a person. Do I have time for one more? I don't know. I might have to stop there. So, wow, 3 sessions in one day. Aren't you all lucky? I hope you watch them all straight through. And I will see you next time.